how to get and keep members for your RSO. Oh, where'd my mouse go? There we go. All right, what is recruitment? Recruitment is the action of finding new people to join your organization or to support your cause. The example I'll be using throughout this presentation will be the Animal Heroes Club, a fictitious group that I made up for this purpose of students who work to serve the community and the animals in it. Why does your organization exist? It's a very good place to start for attracting new members. All right, so COVID-19 recruitment methods. Now, once you've decided why your organization has started, you need to be able to get new members, right? So you can invite everyone that you talk to about your club, classmates, friends who are non-members. As soon as you talk about your club, anyone who shows interest, uh, invite them to come and join you. Invite them to be a part of your group. Uh, you can make your regular meetings event posts on Facebook and share the event to any other platforms you have. If you make them public, more people can see them. You can gain new members. Let's see, have a sign up or a petition drive for something relevant to your organization. Of course, this has to be done with approval from Alex, Miss Alex Brown. You can host your organization's petitions on change.org for free and ask for students, qualified petitioners, to join your RSO. You can always verify through DMs and personal messages whether or not they're actually students or if they just support your cause. Now, publicizing your RSO success on social media will help you gain credibility. Any small successes, like you had 15 people show up to your canned food drive, or one of your members, for the example of the Animal Heroes Club, adopted a new pet. And that is a success for your organization in that case. A kudos a day is another good way to set up credibility, by the way, on number 4. So it would be like once a week you would set up a good things or events or awards or recognitions for your members to see, for new members to see, for potential members to see, and that also helps you build credibility. You can host a collaborative project or program or whatever with 1 or 2 other RSOs. Alex can help you coordinate it. Hosting collaborative programs allow students who wouldn't normally work with your group to have an opportunity to see what you're about. Like, maybe there's someone who's really interested in animal shelters and helping them out, but they're members of the drama department. Maybe you guys could do something together as a group and you could gain cross members. Let's see. All right, and then step 6, try to engage the public on social media by encouraging discussion and comments with non-members. You want to have engagement on social media. You want to make your content relatable. You want to make sure that not everything's an event notice, and you're not always trying to sell your club. You can post cute memes, and you can post nice pictures, and just good things that have happened related to the community. Make sure that you post things regularly too, like polls or asking questions of your members or fans. And frequent engagers, ask them if they're LSE students, and if they are, well, heck, ask them to join your club. Let's see, some notes on public posting. A post that engages the public could be a poll on Twitter or Facebook, a video people can relate to, a graphic that makes them laugh or react in a positive way. You don't want angry people on your page. Or a photo that encourages someone to tag their friends. Like whenever you're on Instagram and you have those little tag a person stories. Try to post content that will only receive positive reactions. Beautiful, funny, inspiring, relatable, kind. Don't try to touch on sensitive issues that will create negative emotions. Even if you're part of a politics club, You shouldn't be trying to troll your members for outrageous reactions. This, one of the first things about being in a club at Lone Star is that we are kind to each other and we aren't trying to make anybody feel uncomfortable or angry. Respond to everything. All comments and messages are an opportunity to engage a person, even if you're just liking their comment and saying thank you. It's very nice, and show appreciation for all your positive messages. Offer a solution for a negative comment if you can. Don't engage in the trolls, the ones you know are intentionally trying to upset you. At the end of a applicable post, ask people to like, comment, and share. Asking really does work. It's the simplest thing you can do, and it'll gain you more people than anything else you can do that is so simple. Um, Also, make a Facebook group so your members can communicate with each other without having to use admin approval if you're on Facebook. Um, like having a page is wonderful and all, but sometimes you have to wait for people to accept your post, and then it takes some time to get on there. If you just in a Facebook group, everybody can comment and post however they'd like, and admins can just moderate. Here's some good examples of positive things that you could post that are not necessarily trying to recruit. The example again is Animal Heroes Club. So which pet is best, cats or dogs? Uh, this is a beautiful video of a puppy looking after orphan ducklings. Ducklings are adorable. You know how many cute reactions you would get off of that. Local shelter saves 2 displaced dogs after owner dies. Well, that is a rescue story if I've ever heard one, and it will get a lot of love and a lot of shares probably. Here's a very positive one. Somebody found this dog at the shelter and they placed him in a home, and that is just wonderful. And then, of course, the face you make when you read troll comments on social media. Everybody gets frustrated. Just don't participate with them. They're not worth your time. All right, now these are the methods we would use more without COVID. Everything I've suggested up to now is more for online specifically and with the COVID social distancing. All right, so have a bring a guest event for your second or third meeting. Normally, whenever we're hosting events throughout the year, we encourage students to say for the second or third meeting, once everyone's gotten established, go to your classmates, go to your friends. Everybody bring one extra person for the meeting, and that's the quickest way to gain new members on campus. If people see what you're about, they're more likely to join, and sometimes it's hard to find the meetings unless you bring somebody. You need to advertise your meetings on campus TV. We have a bi-weekly campus events newsletter called The Happenings, and of course on social media. For campus TVs, you would contact me or Alex for the bi-weekly campus events newsletter. You could just give Alex your information. She will pass it on to the correct people. There you go. And of course on social media, do it yourself. Try to have several in-person meetings in public spaces when possible. A good example would be setting up in the atrium out on the main one between the science building and the arts building, music building, and the SCC. That's a giant space with plenty of places to sit, and whenever it's not summer, it is absolutely beautiful out there. Uh, if you're in a public space, people can just hear you as you're going past, as they're going past, and if they're interested, they might stop and ask you what you're about. Try to set up a booth at all the major on-campus events with some way to engage the crowd. Now, we do require a certain number of booth setups during a normal year. For our major events, I think it's 2 per semester. And the best way to get people to come to your booth is to have something meaningful there, be it games like the ring toss or or like a water balloon popping thing. We had tug of war a couple of years ago, and that was really popular with the SGA students. Um, so the events that we'll have them at are Welcome to the Pack, Club Rush, Oktoberfest and Spring Fling. Welcome to the Pack and Club Rush are both in spring and fall, and Oktoberfest is for fall, Spring Fling is for spring. And all of these are wonderful outdoor opportunities, unless the weather doesn't hold, for everybody to get to know each other, see all the clubs, interface, listen to music. It's a delight. Um, Candy, sign up charts, stickers, little pamphlets to pass out are another way to get people talking with the people at your booth. You want to engage the crowd. Why isn't it going to the next one? You need to place pamphlets or flyers in common areas on campus. Something you could do, I think that we have a printer in our area that students are allowed to use for black and white copies. Um, for anything else, we would probably have to talk to creative services for color printing. But getting a basic folded pamphlet out is very important. You need to be able to have people see what you're about and be able to read through it, get some information on you and your group, your meetings. Organize a service project or publicize in the on-campus newsletters, the on-campus TVs, by print or pamphlets, or social media. This just reiterates the previous steps. If you organize a service project with Alex, you need to make sure the word gets out that you're doing it so people can recognize your group is participating on campus. You're part of the community. Um, just make sure with Alex that it's something she can approve ahead of time, though, because sometimes people try to do service projects that aren't related to them. Provide food if your budget allows once a month during a regular meeting. You don't want to do it at every meeting because people will only come for the food, and that's just not fair. Uh, but free food is a great way to get new people to hear what you're working on. And while people are eating, everyone can have a chance to stand up and talk about what's going on, you know? Let's see, recruitment methods so that don't matter what time of the year it is. It could be COVID, it could be regular year. Use these all the time. You need to talk about your RSO whenever humanly possible in normal conversation. Your position may not be the communications officer. It may not be that you're the one posting on social media, but it is up to every member of your organization to sell your goals to the student body and the community, not just to those who specialize in marketing and see you on Facebook. Example, someone in class is sharing pictures of their dog with you, and you're a member of the Animal Heroes Club. Talk to them about it for a while and see how they got their dog. Did they get their dog from a shelter, from a breeder? Talk to them about it. And if they show interest and they want to have this conversation, bring them to a meeting. Congratulations, you've just advertised for club in class. Um, develop a welcome email to be sent after each regular meeting to the newest members. And this would be separate from anything that you would send out to the club, like club minutes or the club newsletter. A welcome email specifically just for new people. Here's an example of how you would word it. Hi, Amy, welcome to Animal Heroes Club. Thank you for attending our meeting. We really appreciated your input on the recent rescue post. The date correction was made and reposted. So you try to give them positive feedback for something they did in the meeting if they did. Our next event is this day. Bring your dog to play day. Next week at the back of parking lot C. Puppies must be leashed, but it's a great chance to get your fur friends together. So what you really want to do is make sure that thank you for coming. Thank you for your input. We would love to see you again. Here is when, how, and why. Always try to welcome the new member using their first name because it's much more personal that way. So make it short and informative. Welcome the new member using their first name. Thank them for their interest. Show them how to participate and list upcoming events and meeting dates. Now, in the newsletter recap that you should be having after every meeting, so that everybody's on the same page, even if they didn't attend, as long as you're still a member, you can recognize your new members in a little section. Right, and write invitations to meetings and events on classroom chalkboards, whiteboards, really any available space in a classroom where the teacher won't get upset that you're doing this. Make sure to ask permission ahead of time before posting any kind of invitations to events or meetings. Um, a sample for that would be in your class, you would write on the whiteboard, Animal Heroes Club meeting next Tuesday, 3 p.m., CLA 102, and just leave it at that. Something simple, short, and sweet. So you have new members. Yay! What earth do you do to keep them? So retaining current and new members. To retain your members, it's best to keep them engaged. People are a lot more interested. People will be a lot more interested if you keep their interest peaked and keep them active. Let's see. When new people come to your meeting, make sure you greet them with kindness and enthusiasm. You want them to feel comfortable, welcome, and happy to be there. Make sure that you take suggestions from new members and old members. You want to be able to give new members a chance to participate and not just take tried and true methods from people who have been participating. Sometimes a really good idea that an old member had can be boosted by some new suggestion. So just go ahead and listen to everybody. A good example of how to get that suggestion from people would be like, this concludes the planning portion of our meeting. Does anyone have any comments or brief suggestions to improve the event? So let members who are highly active, regardless of seniority, lead initiatives or head small committees. Even if you've only participated in a club for 2 or 3 months, if you're really passionate about something, you'll want to see it go through. So don't restrict new members from being as passionate as they want to be, but also don't let them overload themselves. An example would be Jenna, a highly active member who's been in the club for all of 1 month, has a wonderful suggestion and wants to bring the animal shelter to campus during an event. She is the one who's asked to coordinate with support from Alex and any other clubs who would like to participate in this as well. So you take the person with the initiative, let them have the initiative, and support them through the role. And then find out why your members joined. Do more of that. Um, on your new member application, a great way to get all the basic data for members in one place, a portion called Why Did You Join with a checklist of benefits, activities, goals, and an open-ended option will allow a better answer. You really want that answer. You want to know why anyone joined. Also, you can take those same questions and apply them to a biannual member survey at the end of each semester to find out what they want to continue for the next semester, what your members like about your semester or about your club. Uh, 3 good questions to ask are: what are the 3 things we should continue doing? What are the 3 things we should stop doing? And what benefits do you get the most advantage of? See that checklist from Why Did You Join? Now, anyone who hasn't participated in a while might need a checkup to see if they're feeling overwhelmed or if they just don't feel like people want them there. Um, if you haven't seen a member in a couple of weeks, they've missed meetings, call them, email them, DM them, text them, whatever works. Just make sure that you let your lapsed members know that you value them and their contributions to the group. Sometimes this gentle outreach is all you need to get a lapsed member back in class. Well, back in the club, not class. You should facilitate online participation and use social media platforms that your members are already using. If no one in your club is using Instagram, you do not have to use it. You can use whatever your audience is using, if it's Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, Reddit, WhatsApp, whatever. Just make sure that you give Alex your club username and password for each account because we have to keep track of your social media accounts. And on Facebook, we will expect you to add either Miss Alex or Cody the Coyote as an administrator for your page so we can ensure that you are maintaining college standards. Diversify your events. You want to survey your members with a Facebook poll or meeting point to find out what type of events that they want. It's a little stale if you're just having indoor meeting after indoor meeting after indoor meeting. Ugh. Ask your members for suggestions for new places to get out a bit. Alternatives to standard meetings are the HSB Atrium, the Obelisk over by the Learning Commons and CLA, the cafeteria on the first floor in SCC, study rooms on the second floor of SCC, and there is the entire park over behind the soccer fields. There's so many places on campus to meet. You don't even have to meet on campus, but that's the easiest usually. Now, keep records of your events. Event participation, email responses, etc. So your organization has data to support your funding requests the next time that you get the opportunity. And also so that you know what does and doesn't work. Having this data is so much more reliable than guessing your numbers, self-reporting from your members, whether they thought it was cool or not. You can have a cool event, but if 4 people show up to it, was it really cool? It can be fun if you like charts and graphs. Find out who in your group excels at Excel and have that person chart data. All right, so if you have any questions, please let us know. Ms. Brown and I will be able to answer you in full, hopefully. And that's the end of my presentation. Thank you all.
Thank you. Yes. Any questions coming in? I don't see any currently. Can you think of anything else, Jess, that you might find helpful when recruiting? What would attract you the most if you were a student on campus, per se?
Well, I know that free food was a very big deal for me when I was a student on campus. I loved going to anything that had food. um, and also, I participated a lot in the art communities in campus. So I liked anything that wanted me to draw or paint or physically participate. I'm a very kinetic learner. So some people don't learn like that. Some people learn better by reading and writing. Some people learn better by listening, but I like to do things. So if you were doing stuff, I was there.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Jess, for presenting today for us. I did want to mention a couple things for everybody who is attending. Our next workshop that we're going to be hosting is officer orientation. So we'll be going over how you can conduct officer orientation, what to do for that, the different kind of icebreakers you could do, stuff like that. And that'll be on September 25th from 2 to 3 p.m. And I'll be hosting that. Another thing to note, we have a Netflix party coming up hosted by Student Life. We'll be showing the film Hello, Privilege, It's Me, Chelsea, which is on Netflix currently, and that'll be next Thursday, the 17th at 4 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. And in addition to that, we have a celebration of Hispanic Heritage Month that is an event open to all LSC students. One of the other campuses is hosting it. It's a salsa night, which will be on Tuesday, September 29th from 6 to 8 p.m. on Zoom. So they'll be going through some different dances such as the merengue, I think it's bachata or bachata, and then salsa, and then you'll be able to have a chance to win some virtual gift cards as well. So take advantage of those events we're hosting and the workshops. Anything else you want to add, Jess?
No, ma'am, that is all. And thank you all for being with us today. This was my very first presentation, so thank you all for being patient with me. This was so much fun.
Yes, we appreciate it. Everybody have a great day.
Thank you.